Have you ever stopped to think why, even with so many things, it still feels like something is missing in your life? What if the real secret to that sense of emptiness isn't about having more, but about letting go? In Japan, they've discovered that living with less isn't just enough. It's the key to a lighter, more organized, and purposeful life. The truth is, we accumulate too much: objects, obligations, expectations. But we rarely stop to ask ourselves, what truly drives me? In Japan, there is a quiet, almost invisible path where excess has no place. A path that blends lightness, clarity, and meaning. A path called Japanese minimalism. And at the center of that path, there's a simple yet powerful force: Ikigai, your reason for being. When you intentionally organize the space around you, something inside you begins to realign as well. And it's in that alignment where true lightness is born. At the heart of Japanese culture lies a small word with an immense meaning: Ikigai. Literally translated, it means reason for being, or the reason to get up in the morning. But it's more than a concept, it's a principle that guides choices, routines, and even the way people arrange their homes. Ikigai is found at the intersection of four things: what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what can sustain you. And what's most interesting is that, in Japan, many people discover this purpose not through grand achievements, but through small, intentional acts. A cleaning ritual, the care for a teacup, the quiet of the morning. That's where Japanese minimalism comes in. Because excess distracts, weighs you down, and scatters your focus. But the essential, that points the way. It reveals. It helps you see clearly what truly matters. When you begin removing the excess from your life, useless objects, purposeless commitments, habits that no longer serve you, the space that remains allows your Ikigai to come through. Japanese minimalism and Ikigai are not separate ideas. One tends to your external world, the other, your inner world. And together, they create a life that is more aligned, calmer, and deeply organized, not just in your surroundings, but within your soul. In many Japanese homes, silence isn't just the absence of noise, it's the absence of excess. A clean room, free of clutter, with carefully chosen and intentionally placed objects, isn't just visually pleasing, it's therapeutic. That's because for the Japanese, what's outside shapes what's inside. The environment around you is a mirror of what's happening in your mind. And more than that, it feeds your mind. A space full of distractions breeds scattered thoughts. A space full of clutter leads to disorganized decisions. That's why Japanese minimalism isn't just an aesthetic. It's a philosophy that understands mental peace begins with what you see. When you walk into a calm space where everything has a function and a place, your body relaxes, your breathing slows, and your mind begins to reorganize itself. The home, in this context, becomes an extension of your emotional state. And even more powerfully, it can become a tool for healing. By reducing visual noise, you begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly. By removing the excess, you create space for clarity to emerge. In Japan, simplicity isn't a far-off goal, it's a daily habit. And that's exactly why Japanese minimalism is transformative. Not because it promises a perfect life, but because it shows how small gestures can reveal deep truths. One of the most common practices is expressing gratitude toward objects. When something is no longer useful, the Japanese thank it before letting it go. That simple gesture breaks attachment. It brings emotional lightness. And most importantly, it teaches that everything that passes had its time and value. Another powerful custom is to avoid keeping things just in case. Maybe I'll need it someday. Maybe I'll use it again. Japanese minimalists answer these doubts with one action. If it's not serving you now, it doesn't deserve to take up space. There's also the practice of conscious touch. When organizing the home, they handle each object with presence. They don't tidy up on autopilot. They do it with attention, as if external order were an act of self-care. And that's what makes this lifestyle so special. It turns what would normally feel like a chore into a moment of mindfulness. These practices are simple, quiet, and performed daily, but their impact runs deep. You begin to connect with what truly has meaning. You come to understand that you don't need more to live better. You just need to surround yourself with what aligns with your truth. The concept of Ikigai isn't just an abstract idea. It's grounded in 4 clear pillars that are strengthened by minimalism. When you live with less, each of these pillars becomes more solid, giving your life a deeper sense of direction and meaning. The first pillar, what you love. When there is silence and simplicity around you, it becomes easier to recognize what truly makes your heart beat faster. Excess often distracts and clouds our perception, while the essential reveals our genuine passions. By removing unnecessary distractions, you can focus on the activities and interests that genuinely bring you joy and satisfaction. The second pillar, what you're good at. A clean and organized environment is essential for your skills to flourish. When clutter takes over your workspace, it also clutters your thinking, making clarity and creativity harder to access. With a spacious and intentional setting, you experience more flow in your ability to create and fully express yourself. This allows you to develop your talents more efficiently and with more enjoyment. The third pillar, what the world needs. This pillar emphasizes social purpose. Living with less makes you more attuned to what truly matters, not just for yourself, but for the world around you. With a less overwhelmed mind and environment, you become more aware of others' needs and the impact you can have. A genuine desire to contribute and make a difference begins to take shape, replacing the constant urge to compete for attention and resources. The fourth pillar, what can sustain you? Minimalism teaches that sustainability doesn't come from stockpiling material possessions. A well-organized, intentional life is more cost-effective and less demanding, which makes sustaining yourself feel lighter and more manageable. When you need less, financial pressure decreases, and life becomes more focused on what's truly essential to your well-being. When these 4 pillars align, they form a strong inner foundation that guides your actions and decisions. This central idea helps you live with greater awareness, where every choice is intentional and purposeful. Instead of chasing after everything, you begin to walk alongside what truly makes sense for you, creating a lifestyle that feels both fulfilling and harmonious. Living according to the principles of Ikigai not only enriches your personal life, it also enhances the positive impact you can have on the world around you. When you discover and nurture your Ikigai, your life gains depth and meaning, fostering a sense of inner peace and ongoing fulfillment. It creates a balance between your desires, your talents, your contributions, and your means, forming a life that's rich not just in purpose, but in genuine happiness. There's a common misunderstanding when it comes to the idea of lightness. Many people picture a life without ambition, slow and passive. But in Japan, lightness doesn't mean slowness. It means clarity. Japanese minimalists live with more lightness because they make focused decisions. They know what they want to keep, and more importantly, what they're willing to let go. This creates speed, not from rushing, but from purposeful direction. While the Western world often runs in circles trying to do it all, Japanese minimalists move in a straight line, doing less, but with far more intention. From this perspective, lightness doesn't mean the absence of effort. It means the elimination of unnecessary effort. When you let go of what doesn't matter, you free up energy for what truly does. When your home is in order, you don't waste time searching for keys, clothes, or important documents. You're not living slowly, you're living smoothly. That's how the Japanese manage to be highly productive without appearing rushed. Everything has its place, its time, and its purpose. Every object and every action has a clear, intentional role, allowing life to flow with harmony and efficiency. The true essence of this approach is realizing that living with less doesn't pull you away from your goals. It brings you closer to them, with more speed and less noise. Letting go of the non-essential allows you to focus on what truly matters, creating a life filled with meaning and effectiveness. In Japan, this pursuit of clarity and lightness is a continuous, intentional practice. It's not just about organizing physical spaces, it's also about managing your mental and emotional life. It reflects a deep commitment to conscious decision-making and a genuine desire to live a life filled with purpose. Japanese minimalism teaches us that true lightness comes from clarity, the ability to see beyond the unnecessary and focus on what truly matters. That clarity guides every step, turning the process of living into something meaningful and fulfilling. When every action is taken with intention, productivity rises, and a sense of peace naturally follows. This lifestyle encourages us to examine our own routines and choices, inspiring us to eliminate what distracts and embrace what genuinely nourishes our existence. It not only simplifies life, it enriches it in ways that allow each day to be lived with renewed purpose and joy. Many people confuse organization with an obsession for control. However, in Japanese minimalism, organization isn't about controlling your surroundings, it's about clearing the mind. To organize doesn't mean keeping everything spotless at all times. It means creating a quiet enough environment for your mind to breathe. Picture a clean desk, a bookshelf free from clutter, or a closet containing only what you truly use. This isn't about rigidity, it's about visual space. And where there is visual space, there is also mental peace. In Japan, there is a deep respect for the function of every object. Nothing is kept without purpose. Everything is there because it serves a clear role. This physical clarity directly reflects the inner clarity of those who live in that space. When your home is in order, your mind feels lighter. You begin to make better decisions, communicate more effectively, and feel more present in the moment. Chaos doesn't only come from within, but when the outside world is cluttered, it feeds the inner chaos too. Japanese minimalism doesn't ask you to control every part of your life. It suggests letting go of what no longer has purpose and trusting that by lightening your environment, your heart will feel lighter too. Organizing, in this context, becomes an act of self-care. It's a continuous practice that involves introspection and the conscious decision to release what no longer contributes to your well-being. That release not only opens up physical space, it also creates mental space, making room for new experiences and more authentic emotions. Japanese minimalism teaches us that by simplifying the environment around us, we create a reflection of simplicity and clarity within ourselves. This balance promotes not only organization, but a sense of harmony that extends into every area of life. And once your surroundings become more orderly, they inspire a virtuous cycle of ongoing peace and balance. Embracing this practice can transform the way you live, allowing for sharper focus on what truly matters and providing a sense of calm that resonates through every part of your life. When you find order in your external space, you uncover a new depth of inner tranquility, nurturing a lifestyle that values clarity and simplicity as the path to real peace and lasting contentment. Now pause for a moment and ask yourself, what in your life is draining your energy but not fueling your purpose? What are you holding onto out of habit, fear, or pressure, even though it no longer aligns with who you really are? Japanese minimalism and Ikigai invite us to look inward, to choose with intention, and to create space for what truly matters, for what makes your heart beat stronger and your mind feel at ease. So the real question becomes, what are you willing to let go of today so you can live with more lightness tomorrow? Lightness isn't the absence of weight, it's the courage to carry only what has meaning. Organization isn't rigidity, it's clarity. And Ikigai isn't some distant destination, it's the path you walk, step by step, with purpose. Today, you can choose to stop carrying what weighs you down and start living with lightness and intention. Comment below, I choose to live with lightness, and take the first step to align your space and your life with what truly matters. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.